for a ride, maximum overdrive. Join me for a ride, speed up the music. Join me for a ride, maximum overdrive.
Welcome to a look back at the 1993 Pilgrim Classic Marathon. This year we managed to muster 6 cars for the epic journey across Europe, which was loosely based on the route of the Pirelli Classic Marathon, including the famous Stelvio Pass in Italy, with nearly 50 tight hairpin bends up 9,500 feet of mountain. Here Jeff and Barb Wales, along with John D and Derek Kennington, are just about ready for the off before meeting up with myself, Sean Godfrey, and Denise Langley from the Midlands area. Kevin and Sue Pearce from Oxford later joined the convoy on its way to Dover, where Andy Giles was also waiting. Meanwhile, Mike and Joan Richardson were en route from Hull to Zeebrugge and would join us all in Belgium the next morning. While waiting for the 1 AM ferry, we all tried to persuade the beam deflectors to actually stay on the headlamps long enough to get us onto the ferry. After a calm crossing and a few hours rest, we arrived in Ostend at 6 AM and headed off towards Ghent services to wait for Mike and Joan. The first breakdown came courtesy of Jeff's front wheel, which developed an egg-sized bubble which affected his steering quite badly, so we had a quick pit stop. After a spot of breakfast at the services and lots of coffee, Mike and Joan were soon heard on the CB. As they'd already had a slap-up breakfast on the boat, we were soon on the road after a quick fuel stop. We just about managed not to lose anyone around the hairy Brussels ring road. Then on down to Luxembourg, where we all tried out what French we could remember at a motorway service restaurant, the majority of us pointing at spaghetti bolognese. Avoiding the toll motorway, we took a very scenic cross-country route from Metz to Strasbourg, where we somehow ended up driving through a street market. People coming out of the balconies waving and cheering at us, and others chasing us along the street, stopping all 6 cars in turn to shake hands. We were quite choked. Heading from France into Germany over the Rhine, we consulted the maps for the campsites, so we're all quite tired by now. A campsite was found in a forested area at Wolfach, which is 30 miles southeast of Strasbourg, so we planned to camp here for 3 nights. On site were an excellent shower and toilet block, a shop and a bar at the local farmhouse. As the next day was a Sunday, we all had a lie-in to recover a little, and then went on a route march through the forest to get completely knackered again. We were all ready for a few beers with the barbecue as soon as we got back, so we scoured the shop and the local wildlife for some barbie food. The first day out proper was a visit to the Rhine Falls on the border with Switzerland, which was about an hour and a half drive from the campsite. Braver members amongst us took the boat trip across to the stump for a bird's eye view of the falls, while the others checked out the local delicacies.
That's John there, look, waving. And Kevin's taking our picture. Give us a chip. Oh God, what a picture.
After the Rhine Falls, we enjoyed beer and barbecue, laid on by the campsite owner in a log cabin high up in the woods. Another long walk. This was Tuesday morning, tents and bags packed, leaving Woolfack behind. We're on our way through the Black Forest, past the Boden Sea, into Bavaria, and then the Austrian Tyrol. We're looking for a campsite somewhere near Innsbruck. Things were hotting up a bit, so it was time for a sun lotion stop.
Get it in a position and tape it on the side so you can't pull it off. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
You want want to do it or you want to... It's all right.
Just then, the road disappeared.
Cheers! Yeah? Okay, we're in there.
Quick stop at the Austrian border. Change some travellers' checks at the local hotel. And finally onto the campsite, which we found just south of Innsbruck at Natters. This campsite was more expensive than the German one, but had every facility you'd expect. Its own restaurant, which we checked out on the first night, 2 lakes, one for fish, one for people, with a 90-foot water slide. There were 2 or 3 shower blocks, its own shop and its own car wash. The actual cost of this site was 5.5 Austrian shillings per person per night. That was going to be £32 per person for the 4 nights we intended staying. After that we were planning to move on through Switzerland to Chamonix in France. First the tents were put up before seeing to a few of the minor battle scars we'd suffered on the last leg of the journey. One of Kevin's headlamps took a direct hit from some gravel at the roadworks, but luckily John D's FT was sporting 2 spares disguised as fog lamps. Also on Kevin's car, his bobbins holding the exhaust up were taking a bit of a battering and breaking off. My only problem so far was one of the tent poles breaking, but it did hold together for the rest of the holiday with lashings of sticky tape around it.
Where's your mask? Yeah. Jeff, where's your mask gone? Under there somewhere.
The first full day in Austria was taken fairly easy, with a lie-in, a bit of shopping, and reflexology lessons from Sue. This was followed by a swim in the lake and lots of goes down the water slide, with Derek, our Marlin driving POC member, on the camera. A barbecue was also the order of the day, with lots of beer and wine tasting.
Come on! Hey, Terry, that's not fair! Hey!
Bob! Come in there. Want to have a paddle? Come in here. Come down here slow.
Oh, go on. Go on,
Of course, Pilgrim owners are in this small pool because they don't go into the deep water. If there had been Marlin owners, they'd have all been in deep water. Even after 10 minutes, we couldn't get the Pilgrim owners into the deep water.
Drop it up on the bow. Perhaps the sea might think on me as a rather heavy tune. The more she loves, the handsome as they call O'Donoghue. Oh, I'm the boy to Peter. I'm the boy to teaser. I'm the boy that squeezer, and I tell you what to do.
You got enough now, Kevin?
I got to look an Irishman with a broken barney to his nose.
You had enough?
Kevin.
Come in! You had enough now?
Was that my other one, was it?
What? You've had your bratters and you've had your porks.
The next day, Mike and Joan, Kevin and Sue, Derek, John and Andy opted for a trip to Grossglockner, some 150 miles east of Innsbruck. It's a glacier you can reach by cable car and go for a walk on. As this was an 8-hour round trip and cost some £20 per car once you've got there, myself and Denise and Jeff and Barb settled for a day out to Kitzbühel, which was only half the distance. However, we did go and do Grossglockner another day once we'd heard how spectacular it was. Both parties were treated to some fantastic scenery along the way. Then Andy had a bit of trouble.
Run with the bonnet open actually, does it help?
Yeah? You got a safety catch on it?
Well, big piece of elastic. Holds it at 70 usually.
I don't think we're going to get going that quick.
No, I did try.
Uh-huh.
I haven't got a very good heat shield on the knobs, to be honest. Because we're nearly at the top, then we've got the tunnel.
Meanwhile, I was in trouble just outside Kitzbühel when a rear wheel bearing disintegrated, meaning a call to national breakdown.
I don't know whether to stay in fifth or drop it down to fourth, John.
No. We do with a 4.5, I think.
I'll take photographs with you doing that.
What?
Blasting it forwards.
Ah, but you can... Sorry.
Yeah, that's over at the top of the
Oh
mountain.
my god,
Just
yeah,
covered
I
in
see what you
snow.
mean.
Then we go back if we got to.
Ja, Christoph. Aber dann von mir keine Wurst.
Walking along that path there, look. You see him walking along that path there, look. On there, look.
Finally, a few photos of the marmots that only live in such high altitudes before heading back so Andy could turn his car around to cure his fuel starvation problem. Then back to camp to learn of my unfortunate disaster, which could prove troublesome as we only have spare Cortina bearings, not Marina ones.
Would you like some Mars bar? Really? Like to play football?
The following day I spent at the garage in Innsbruck where my car had been transported to. It was soon clear that the wheel bearing would have to be flown from Britain to the garage, and as it was Friday, the weekend would slow things up a bit. It was also looking like a longer stay in Austria than planned was on the cards, so National Breakdown were contacted again and I was soon driving round in a Vauxhall Astra. At least I was mobile. Everyone else took it easy for the day, as it turned out to be a bit damp later on, so tonight's barbecue was under Kevin's car cover, while his tent became the club tent for the evening. The hassle with the car did mean I missed out on the odd football match, the Australian lakes, and not to mention some of the walks.
våld der Berggrens herrfält var, konkursplats om Akbar. Dörr våld der Berggrens herrfält var.
Saturday the 3rd of July was Jeff and Barb's wedding anniversary. It was definitely going to be one to remember. While Mike and Joan had a day out at Stewbear not far from the campsite, the rest of the gang headed for the big one, Stelvio Pass. John had a big grin on his face already. South from Innsbruck we took the Brennan Pass into Italy, and then another pass into Murano where we all stopped for a picnic in the town, before heading on to Stelvio itself. John and Kevin decided to really go for it.
Yeah! Is that Sean in front?
Yeah. Yeah.
That camper can get up, Sean.
Oh, look at that camper, man.
They're low geared though, you see.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
I am peeing my pants.
What, we're in, but they weren't going up? Oh, Kev's dodgy driving.
Yes.
Oh, you just worried, but they weren't going to get up, Denise?
No, I just don't like cars.
Well, you're right, is he going to get ever now? Airplanes don't get this one.
I want to wee my panties. Not doing too bad actually, Sean's, are they?
No. You kept up well, Kev.
Eh?
You kept up well.
Yeah, I was quite surprised.
I wished I could have got a clear run.
Yeah, it'd have been nice.
I was flying out them bends.
What happened with the motorbike?
Didn't make contact, did you?
You weren't
No.
involved?
Well, I was involved, I weren't.
It was a little bit too sharp on the bend, was it?
Well, he came round the bend, sort of in the middle.
Yeah.
I can't say he was on my side, he was in the middle.
Yeah.
And
Threw a wobbly, did it?
as he came round the bend, he saw me, braked hard, stopped. And because of the severe camber, he couldn't put his feet down. So he just very slowly went over. It's like slow motion.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's knocked his wing mirror off, but he accepted like it was his problem. He said this was... He said this was short and still away.
Did you enjoy that in that?
What a dick. We must be bloody stuck.
He's recording that, yeah. You alright, son?
I thought we were nearly at the top, like halfway up.
And me?
What was it?
My feet.
What temperature did you reach on the game?
3
No,
quarters.
we're not going back the same way, are we, John?
No. Well, we're off the top now. You've got to still go higher. You've got to go around there, back down.
No, yeah, you get out the other way.
John, you swine, you didn't say anything nice. I'm looking behind it, Jeff, and I can see him going. Is it?
Yeah.
I think I need new underpants on and anything else.
We'll just stop. Not till halfway up, you start counting.
A quick look round at the top to stretch our legs and buy some Stelvio souvenirs before heading back to the campsite where Jeff and Barb went for a slap-up meal to celebrate their anniversary. Meanwhile, here's a clip of how the professionals tackle Stelvio.
This magnificent 9,594-foot assortment of nearly 50 hairpins and walls is regularly used by car manufacturers as the ultimate downhill brake test. The Castrol-sponsored ascent is the test of 107 Pirelli Marathon contenders now emerging from Murano in the dawn. Ron Gammon sets off in pursuit of Mackinnon. And there are a few surprises in store for the fast Finn as the MGB closes up rapidly. Gammon's achieves what must be the lifelong ambition of anyone who's ever rallied since the 60s, to pass Timo Mackinnon on a stage. Something to tell your grandchildren about, Ron. This has really given him some vim and vigour here.
There's a couple of cows on the road.
Keep following the signs from moles in the village.
Is there any over this little bridge?
Yes. Yeah. They're behind us.
Yeah.
Stop.
Good day. Smashing task. Well, not more than twice. An hour.
The next day, Sunday, Jeff and Barb joined me and Denise in the Astra hire car on our day out at the glacier at Grossglockner. Everyone else spent the day in Innsbruck. The first stop was here at the Berg Isel, the Olympic ski slope which overlooks Innsbruck itself.
That must be really psychologically good, wasn't it?
I should say there's a lot of individuals.
Yes, oh yeah. But overall the towns tend to lose millions. I mean, what's the town? Where was the last one? Was it Seoul or something?
And Joan still employed?
No, we're employed to build it. Tell you how many 100,000 people are employed. It was absolutely astronomical, the figure. What a gal, what a gal. Look at that, not even panting. You want us to breathe for you, say?
After a short drive, they all went for a walk in the woods for 2.5 hours, after which the village fountain was almost drunk dry. Later that evening, while we were all tucking into our bratwurst, the distant sound of a waterfall seemed to be getting nearer. Then the sky blackened, and the odd pinging on the car roofs got faster. This was the aftermath.
This size of these hailstones.
Oh my, that's all it was.
Bloody hell.
I thought they were going to look a mess, John. Didn't you? I thought they were going to look a real
I
mess.
thought we'd have a few holes in.
Right, what we do with this?
John, have you got this here? Get the size of this one. Hey. Yeah, the bigger ones here.
It's cold.
Where? Yeah.
Oh God.
Can you go around see if you can get some clean
No, you don't
ones,
take one of me,
please?
thank you very much.
No. You see?
Mike,
Brilliant sunshine.
look at that. The mist now, the steam.
We could have great fun with this, couldn't we? Back on me show! Shut up a bit! Oh, got a bit heavy.
Luckily, the only dents in any of our cars were on the Astra, but there were some other windscreens broken, and we later heard that 2 people had actually died in the hailstorm. Today we were all looking forward to a ride in a cable car, all except Jeff, that is. Mike and Joan had found this place the day we all went to the Stelvio Pass, so they led the way, and after a brief picnic and a cow chase, we were off to the Stubaier Alpen. It's so high it takes 2 cable cars to reach the top, where you can hire some skis, but we settled for a snowball fight and a snow trek. Look out for Jeff's face as the cable car sets off up the mountain.
Yeah, we've been on the one at Drayton Manor.
I know, but...
I live next door to that and never been on it.
Oh, stop asking the face. Did your Elvis Presley?
I don't know why I've come on.
What's in more because you ain't getting bloody off.
a tree.
You're all right. Bloody hell, don't worry, mate. I'll tell you something now, and I'm serious now. You can only die once.
I know, but I'm only young. Don't rock it. Did you tell us to sit still?
No.
I don't like it, Jim.
Well,
You don't like it, I don't like it.
I shouldn't worry too much. You ain't gonna do about it now. You're on, mate.
Calm down a bit now. It was just
I think it's the initial taking
off,
off, innit? To think you're going up in the air. Can you see the others? They're getting off. Yeah.
Yeah, get me stick. So
Yeah, I'll get them.
Yeah,
don't forget Mark's coat.
Mike said there's a 20,000 drop on that.
I believe everything Mark says.
Good acceleration! It's snow plough, isn't it? Look, it's back and front. What a bloody moon, isn't it? Did yours do that, Sean?
Yeah. So we're ready with the camera.
We've got to go down. 4 o'clock, is it?
Two of those. Unfortunate if you're a learner, wouldn't it? They're going to come down here, aren't they? You end up getting ripped, don't you? Go under where was one of them? You went.
Look at my handbag.
Looks like you're going to speed, yeah. Why don't you just let it go?
Karen, don't go on that bit. It went over. Ah. Got wet bum. Wait, there. Look.
Is it warm out there?
Got wet bum now.
Catch see me then. Catch this,
Catch this, John.
Another one coming. 3D! This is the Pilgrim Owners Club, live, the top of the Eiger, 1993. Serious Psychopath Division. Bloody hell.
This is something else.
It is, isn't it? Cheater's way of doing it, but... See them people walking? Oh, you did, didn't you? With the packs and that.
Christ, what a game.
Oh, hills are alive with the sound of music.
Cheese.
Well protected that man.
This will do, chaps. We'll go back on here. We'll walk down there. Let's go. Come on. You have my stick, John, because you Pilgrim owners need them.
See how deep you go, Kevin? You have
He's got the legs, look. Legs like a grand piano.
Oh, beautiful.
Look at that.
Absolutely brilliant. Are you glad you come now?
Yeah?
I bet you are.
It's better than lying on a beach, isn't it? No activity on beaches.
You're coming next time, no?
Yeah? Bloody hell, keen.
Watch out! Jeff! Jeff! Watch out!
I will do it. Yeah. See who's going to stay with the cars.
I haven't got any!
Will they not walking down to the waterfall?
You want to give him some, sir?
You're not. You're going to watch the car then?
Yeah.
Jeff, don't walk back in. I'm just thinking, what's them on? Hey, Jeff.
I dare something you'll be redundant, Kev.
As Tuesday was a bit of a soggy day, we all drove into Innsbruck town for a spot of sightseeing and shopping. That evening, instead of a DIY barbecue, we decided to treat ourselves silly at a posh restaurant for a change. So we all dressed up, Derek put on his best hat, and we all had a very pleasant evening in a restaurant at Mutter's. As well as some wicked cheeses to follow the meal, a bottle of schnapps was tried, tested and approved by most. I think Derek, however, was looking forward to his herring picnic the next day.
Asked the Pilgrim man to take me out to a posh luncheon. This is what we got. This is the best meal we've had on the whole fortnight.
This was Wednesday. While I was at the garage still having no joy with the wheel bearing from National Breakdown, the others had a day out at the lakes to the north of Innsbruck. The boys later played out on one of the lakes in a pedalo for a while, before taking the scenic route back. This road gradually turned into a gravel track, and after getting some strange looks from some mountain bikers going the other way, they decided to turn round before Kevin's exhaust was finally ground off.
Hold it. I've been going on.
That's an half an hour.
Thursday morning it was time to pack tents and leave Innsbruck, in time to catch the Friday night ferry at Ostend. Unfortunately for me, my car was still in bits. Derek and John volunteered to stay behind, while the others headed for a campsite in France, where we could catch them up later. My car finally came off the ramps at 1 PM, meaning we were some 2.5 hours behind the others. We never actually caught up with the others that day. It turned out we'd passed their campsite and couldn't pick each other up on the CBs. So we kept moving, hoping to make it to a Formula 1 rest stop for the night. But, as it was full, we ended up spending the night in the car park with stiff backs and cold noses. Very early the next morning, we headed further north through Reims, where we pulled into a rest stop for a DIY breakfast, with everything we had left in the cooler box thrown in.
Shut up!
It don't smell as bad, does it? I mean, fancy not bloody washing in the morning. I mean, you know, typical Pilgrim, they don't never get a wash in the morning.
You get to describe this culinary delight for me, Derek?
Well, yes, we have here we have carrots con carne, and we have soup a la carte, potatoes. Oh no, sorry, pomme de terre, don't we?
Pomme de terre.
And herrings, specially cooked in a blend of piquant sauces and tomatoes.
Oh, that looks gorgeous. And the wine we're having with this?
It is called, I think actually it's Brook Bond.
Brook Bond, a nice, yeah.
James's brother.
On the final leg of the journey, we had some time to stock up at one of the hypermarkets in France. Meanwhile, the other party had some bad luck with the French police, who were lying in wait at some traffic lights. At a certain time of day, when the sun was right behind them, unless you knew they were there, you couldn't actually see the lights, and unfortunately, a few hefty fines had to be paid, causing several glum faces. So, to cheer themselves up, a nice lunch was bought, before making it back to Ostend. Mike and Joan then set off back for their ferry at Zeebrugge, while everyone else soon joined up and took a look round Ostend, before boarding the ferry, and the end of what had been a thoroughly enjoyable and fantastic fortnight. Here's looking forward to next year, when we shall be heading back to do the bits we missed this time.